Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Those 7 days have almost passed.
So Bravo, you now have a website as adult men
This is a place of sanctuary,
called Real Therapy.
of wonder.
That's right. Yeah, we're in our 30s.
There is little that needs to be said. So they will say everything.
So she sucked.
Yeah.
Prepare yourselves.
Yeah.
WFOD begins now.
Something like that.
I think that it's more of a monkey drunk. It has a monkey sound. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this thing we call the Wfod. My name is Mike. I am joined by a very special guest, guys. Jodie B is here. Hello, Jodie.
Hey, Mike. How are you? Don't interrupt. Hang on. I'm gonna try that again. Don't introduce me first. You fucking introduce your fucking co-host,
Jodie.
albino alligator, Coach
Making
T,
his
Hustling Holtz popcorn, bitch.
triumphant return.
Yeah.
The king of pranks. The albino. I was giving him prestige, Jodie. Don't fucking critique the way I do things, man.
I'm sorry.
He
I'm
was
used
off
to-
last week, and I missed him terribly, Jodie. I wanted to give him prestige.
Oh, God damn it! You could have played Ric Flair. No, you don't play music anymore. You could have played some kind of thing that would have been really cool, like a build-up. I shit all in the turkey. Okay, never mind. I'm leaving. Bye.
Travis, I hope you're well, my friend. I hope you're doing okay.
Thank you. So good to be back. It's been a couple of weeks, and here we are again.
I missed you,
Travis.
I don't know about him.
Thank you.
I am really excited for you to hear Jodie's interesting news.
Jodie's got drama.
What he has,
I don't.
Travis, is he has drama, and we're going to talk about it. And it's going to be exciting.
It's drama by association, so that's nice. At least it's not me directly affected by this drama, but it's like it was
associated
really
drama.
Yeah, by proxy.
Jodie,
I love drama that I'm not a part of.
a
love
couple
this.
of fun things. Did you happen to see that the New York governor Andrew Cuomo he resigned today?
It was inevitable that they were going to figure out some way to oust him, so that was the right thing to do, is for him to just say, all right, I don't want to drag this out any longer than I have to. Peace.
Yeah.
The funny thing, though, Travis, is all the things they had on him. He was reluctant to resign. He kept saying, "I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it." But what he found out, Travis, is that the Wfod had the tapes, and so now he knows he has to resign because I have this, Travis.
Stephanie wanted to taste my balls.
And he had to resign, Travis.
Yeah. That's pretty good audio work there, Michael.
Yeah. Jodie, we're going to talk about this drama. I was going to save it, but I'm not going to. Let's just talk about the drama.
Get right into it. When you got drama on the precipice, you don't fuck around. You just get right into it.
Travis, there was a gentleman that Jodie ran in similar circles with, that he had a bit of a rapport with, and he heard some disturbing news about this gentleman the other day that he shared with me. And I don't know if you know this, but true crime is so hot right now.
So hot.
And this man that Jodie ran in circles with, he murdered his wife, Travis.
His girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
He murdered her in December, and kept her in his basement.
You've been in contact with this person the entire time?
Yes.
Constant contact, Travis. The whole time, this man had his dead girlfriend in his basement.
You were just having like fun little Twitter games and Twitter rapports and talks and things, and this whole time he had murdered somebody 8 months ago.
Talking
And not
about
only had murdered
podcasts.
that person, not only had murdered that person, was in spitting distance. I mean, in his basement, just murdered her and stuffed her in a tarp under the bed or some shit. I
Travis,
guess.
weird thing.
You didn't even put her in the freezer?
No, gal was
No.
just in the basement. The neighbors said it stunk.
Well, yeah, it's a dead body.
Like this, nothing to this is adding up. Like it's so crazy. And like I told Mike, the most kind of chilling thing about it is nobody knew. Like a lot of people had conversations with him, me as much as anybody else, and it was just like, hey man, what are you doing?
Tell me the story of how this came to light. Like one night before bed, you were talking on Twitter, and then the next morning you saw a news story, or he said, "Hey, I'm arrested for killing my girlfriend." How did this go down?
So the last time I spoke to him was a few weeks ago, and it was just a simple back and forth about some content stuff we were talking about with us. We basically were like partners in crime, metaphorically, I guess.
Yeah, you're gonna want to choose your words carefully.
Yeah,
there.
they harassed people together.
Correct.
Oh, okay, sure.
So we would, giggle at, hey, have you heard this thing? Haha, no, I haven't heard it. I'm going to listen to it. So, yeah, the last time I spoke to him, he was just like, oh, hey, what's up with old dude? I go, oh, not much. This, that, I hope you're doing okay. And,
Old dude being the man that you harassed?
correct. And, yeah, just he kind of went dark. And I thought that maybe he just gotten busy. And 3 days ago, we found out that a week ago, he got arrested because his sister came to his house and found said dead girlfriend in the basement of his house. Called the police, and he basically admitted to strangling her and chucking her ass in the basement. So, and that's a point that they've made.
He couldn't have come up with a better solution.
Oh, it gets better, Mike.
After all these months.
See, now, Trevor, it's crazy because, like, if you scroll through his timeline, he does lots of Twitch stream. Guy has a lot of Twitch followers, Travis, way more than us, which is depressing. He twitches a lot, and he, Travis, he was making inspirational DDP yoga videos. Do you want to hear one of his inspirational DDP yoga videos?
Why I'm started doing this. This is
He's a
sort
big
of
fella.
me letting it go. Even though I know it's gonna last for a while, I would I can get rid of all the burden tonight. I can get rid of all the burden tomorrow, and
Keep in mind, Trevor, while he's doing all this talking, there's like video. He's a big fat fuck, and he was like doing all the DDP yoga poses to inspirational music to tell people, guys, I'm on this weight loss journey.
I feel like maybe he got fat as a kid and then lost weight and then got fat again. Just the way he was built, he was kind of an odd shaped fellow. And I never really
He was probably
that man.
depressed, Jodie. I would imagine it's probably a depressing life. You know,
You mean just a girl or having a dead person in your basement, trying to figure out what you're going to do with them?
it wouldn't take you that long to figure. I wouldn't be doing Twitch streams. I would probably be figuring out what to do with that dead body.
I feel like if that's the case, like as soon as he tossed her down there, it was out of sight, out of mind, right? Like it's.
I think she
Not
was just wrapped it.
Not the
Like,
case,
he
Travis,
doesn't
because
have a
one of the
body.
news reports said that like
Yeah.
he was removing large pieces of skin from her back over time. Now, what was he doing with those?
This is where we can speculate. So I'm pretty sure just what they've assumed is maybe he tried to cut her up, got lazy, and just said fuck it because he realized he couldn't cut through. She wasn't a small lady, you know.
Oh, was she a
yeah,
bigger gal?
She's medium-sized African lady,
Oh.
African American lady. So that's the other thing is there's like Facebook mobs and stuff that are like talking all kinds of shit, like interracial.
Oh, is it heating up,
dating.
Jody?
It's heating up a little.
Oh.
I mean, I haven't seen any of the fireworks yet, but just kind of standing back watching this particular show that me and this guy kind of, partnered with that we would get him content.
So
that
he
show
was
title is in his fucking Twitter handle. Like, I'm just curious, this could get interesting before too long. Hopefully everything stays cool, but yikes.
Travis, he was a podcast super fan. If you look at his bio, he shouts out podcasts in his.
I feel like we're bouncing around an awful lot. Like a linear timeline would be good. So he went dark a couple weeks. You didn't think anything of it.
Didn't go dark.
No, I got you. All right, let me help you out, Travis. Let me set the scene here.
Yeah, please do.
So for probably a year, 8 months to a year, me and him and talk a lot and in this thing of making fun of this guy on the internet. So at one point he says, "Hey, I'm going to have to dip out. I've recently gotten a girlfriend, and so I'm not going to have time, to be doing all this shit." And we were like, "Cool." Like he made like a grandiose, how like when people quit social media and they post like a 3-paragraph fucking thing about why they're quitting social media. Like it was one of those. And we were just like, "All right, dude, cool. Take it easy." So we assumed he was just done. And then like 3 or 4 months later, he popped back in and we assumed that he broke up with his girlfriend, I guess.
Well, in a lot of ways he did, Jody.
Everything went back to normal. So this was around Christmas time, I guess, when he murdered her. They broke up in November. And from what they said, he killed her somewhere in late December at an argument. But like, nobody came to look for her. That's kind of weird. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, like she'd been in his house the whole time. And literally, Travis, I've been sitting on Saturdays. I'll be here with my kid watching a podcast with, that we contribute to. Just live chatting, talking shit. Hey, and literally, he's probably got a dead person within arm's reach. Spraying Febreze or fucking stuffing dryer sheets in it. I don't know. It's just it's an icky feeling.
Well, that's the thing too, is like you said, they're like he maybe tried to cut her up and then just got lazy or something, but like you feel like something in all, I mean,
that's what
like
I said.
8 months.
7 months. Like you could build a house by yourself in 7 months. I'm pretty sure you could build a car from the ground up. There's a lot of things you could do in 7 months that are way less of a chore than cutting up a body.
That's the thing. And even disregard the cutting up part. I mean, you throw her in a sled, you slide her up the stairs, and you do something with her. 8 months, there's a lot of dark nights that you can find cover in. And I don't care where you live. Everybody knows of some place that is out of, arm's reach of people.
Stuffed her in a fucking shed outside. She would have been good till at least May.
Now, Jody,
dig a fucking hole over the course of weeks. Yeah. You don't even have to like dig the hole in a night. You could just like start digging a hole and just at your leisure dig it bigger.
Digging a hole is hard, but I mean, if you had 8 months to do it, eventually you'd have a hole.
I'd like to put this theory God damn it. I like to test this theory. Like we do 1 shovel a day for 7 months. We just go out in the backyard with a shovel. Take one dig.
Yeah, even a large fella can dig at least 1 shovel's full of dirt out every day.
Well, and if you're trying to get in shape, digging a fucking hole will get you in shape.
Yeah.
Now, Jody,
make that part of your regimen along with your DDP yoga.
You being a podcast friend making guy. Think of over the years that you've been podcasting, all of the people who have said that they ended their podcasts or stopped contributing to things because life got in the way, right? You know what I'm saying? Life got in the way. I can't do a podcast anymore.
It's the only thing I've been thinking about for the last 2 days.
Say what you will, Jody. The guy was still Twitch streaming. The guy was still DDP yoga, and life did not get in his way.
No?
You can make the time, is what I'm saying.
Just go on about your fucking business.
Yeah,
And
like if you want to, like if it means something to you, you can still do it. It's an excuse, it's a dumb excuse.
hey, can I tell you guys the juicy part for like the internet serial murder mystery show?
Please do.
So our last correspondence, we were talking like through Discord, the main place where we would talk.
Oh, didn't he tell you that he wanted you to continue on his legacy of like your Reddit thread harassing a guy?
He said, hey, I'm going away for a while, take care of the guy. I was just like, all right, dude. And he said something to the effect of some guy, I guess, had accused him of some being a rapist or something. I don't know. Like at this point, it was all ramblings, because we didn't talk much at that point. And he said, yeah, this guy thinks I'm a Discord rapist. He's like, I would never fucking rape a woman, this, that, and the other. And, we fuck with what's his name, but this is something else. And fuck him for trying to get me kicked off. Maybe he got him kicked off Twitch or banned or, flagged or something. I don't know.
For the not real rape.
Yeah, but no, so that's beside it. It's just a fun fact. And then the final sentence says, this whole thing has cost me my girlfriend and it's cost me a lot of people. And in my mind, I look at that and I go, well, if it cost you your girlfriend and cost equals you killed her, like, what does it cost me more people? So many more people. Like, are we being facetious right now, dog? Like, did I happen to casually have wrestling conversations with a serial killer? Like, that would be crazy.
A lot of people.
I'm glad I didn't give him an address or send him a Christmas card, for fuck's sake.
Jody, the thing is...
It doesn't seem like you would be smart enough to go on a murder massacre if he kept the one dead body in his house for 8 months.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
that
true.
there's probably a lot of bodies because he was too lazy to dig a hole for the one. So, like, they would all just be there.
Or maybe he just left them... Maybe he just left all these people exactly where he strangled them to death. I mean, I guess anybody's guess is as good as... anybody else's.
He was a big fucking guy. Maybe he ate one of them. I don't know.
Do you think? See, because when I shared that thing and Shannon was reading it, and she said, "Oh, they were cutting pieces off her back." She thought for sure that he was eating her.
Yeah, but I think he was probably trying to get throw. How do you throw a chunk of like somebody in a dumpster like that?
By the way, none of this is funny, and we shouldn't be joking about it.
It's been consuming me the last couple of days.
Travis, Jody's friend murdered someone.
Yeah.
Well, I think that, since it is such a close thing, it's, it's how you cope with it. I don't think anybody thinks this is actually funny. And even if we're, rambling some conjectures and trying to figure out what the hell happened, obviously somebody's life has been taken and it's not amusing, but it's how you cope with something that happened so close.
Now, the podcasts that he has in his Twitter bio, Jody. So this takes off. This gets big. Those podcasts, they're going to get some heat, right? Some people are going to be like, "Hey, this murder guy has your podcast in his bio," and it got me to thinking, Travis,
take it down.
Like, if Liquid Lozenge murders his wife, we're fucked. Like he hashtags WFOD in every goddamn. So I think that Liquid Lozenge, listen to me, Liquid Lozenge, you need to send me like a quarterly update, just like a picture with your wife holding a newspaper or something, so that I know that she's okay. And if you don't do it, then like I requested that you do, and so I'm a good guy. But I think that you should. I can't make you, but I am anti our listeners murdering anybody.
Yeah, me too. By the way, I'm just completely on that train. I disavow all of his fucking doings. I don't even know if I want to say his name. Like, it's just
Jody. Did Matt Lewinsky listen to your podcast? Do you think?
Probably.
Oh no, the podcast Hitman. Did he listen to your podcast, Jody?
I will say this. He didn't contribute to my show because I don't have Patreon. I'm not a whore like that. There's going to be a lot of people getting updates on their fucking Patreon thing that maybe his service gets canceled this month, though.
Oh, this is dark stuff, Travis. I don't like it. I don't like when people murder their girlfriends and leave.
He
them
was
in their
me.
basement.
Like podcast
No.
superfan is a perfect description. Like he's me. He listened to podcasts all day long and will communicate. It's how I met you guys. It's how I met Hot Butter Podcast. Like all this shit. You know, he's just one of the us guys. He just didn't happen to do a podcast.
Yet.
And yeah, just murdered her, dude. Strangled her and fucking tucked her away and just was chilling with her in the house.
Is it
wow.
weird, Travis, that the part that I think is the weird part is the keeping her thing? I mean, like getting in an argument with somebody and strangle them to death. Like I don't condone it, but I get it.
Yeah,
Then just
we're
like
taking the Chris
leaving her
Rock
in your
things.
basement. That's weird.
Maybe
That's
she
the
was
part
really
that's
fat.
weird.
I don't know. I find it to be fairly disturbing just for the fact that, you know, all of us that do this, we all talk to people every day that we don't necessarily know. Like we know each other, but do we really know what the hell's going on? I mean, I've never been to either of your houses. I've seen pictures of, you know, people you roll around with and pictures of you, but you know, I mean, who's to say either of you don't have a dead body in your basement? How the hell would I ever know? I don't come to your house.
Travis,
Said the guy. Said Travis drinking a beer in his basement right now.
I've never been to Drunk's house, Travis. Not once.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Like, okay, Mike, let's role play. I'm drunk. I say, hey, Mike, I left my I'm at the airport. I left my fucking wallet at the house. Can you run over to my house and get my hidey key and bring my wallet? You know, there's emergency, Mike. Just go inside, grab it. It's right by the fucking under the light switches, and lock the door back and come bring it to the thing. And you go there, and you open the thing, and you go, wow, it really fucking smells in here. Do you just leave? Like, do you go investigate? Do you take a look around? Like, that's a wild fucking situation. Imagine his sister, you know, walking into that house and being like, God damn, it's fucking, what is that? And then just stumbling upon.
I wonder if my
Stumbling upon a dead body that's been sitting there for well over half a year.
A while.
In like, who knows what level of decomposition. Travis,
Mike.
do you think that your siblings would turn you in? I don't think my sister would.
My wife said you're supposed to call the police immedially because I don't have a brother.
I mean, of course you're supposed to.
Right. I said, listen, I don't have siblings. So like, let's pretend it's your brother. You walk in and his dead girlfriend, his dead rotting girlfriend, mind you, is fucking just chilling. Like, call the cops. Do you leave? You act like you didn't see anything. Like at this point, you're part of it. So like, now what?
You know what I think I'd do? I'd probably do a Paul Walker at the end of Fast and the Furious 1.
I'll give you a 10-second car because you're family.
You know what I'm saying? Give him a head start.
Mm-hmm.
Let him pack a bag. Say, I mean, I got to call the police. There's a dead body. I saw it.
Sure. That's why I'm sure that's the way I would be too. It's just, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm calling the police. I'm going to leave too. I'm not just going to hang out.
Yeah, I'm not waiting for the police to show up to show them the dead body that I found.
No,
It's like, no, it's on you guys. I called you. It's there.
You guys ever find a dead body? Like, I got a buddy here who told me recently he found a dead body, like a next door neighbor.
Well, when we were younger, a group of us had heard that there was a dead body by some railroad tracks. So we decided that we were gonna, you know, I mean, it was a handful of miles, so we would have to be away from home for a little bit. But it was like summer. So, you know, we all kind of packed a bag, grabbed whatever money we could. My one buddy, he like dug up his jar of pennies out of his yard. So we could cash those in and just get like some, I don't know, some lunch meat and bread and things like that.
You roll them first at least?
No. So we all went, you know, we all got together, you know, and we told stories along the ways and, you know, our relationships got closer and closer, but the entire time these group of toughs were after us too. So we had to kind of stay off the beaten path. We followed the railroad tracks, and actually one buddy almost got his ass bit off by this dog in a junkyard. We had to hop the fence. We were gonna, you know, hang out there for the night, but yeah, we did eventually. We had a few adventures. We all had leeches stuck to us when we had to cross this little creek. My one buddy got it right on his dick, pulled the leech off, passed out, but he was fine. But eventually we did see that dead body. And
What'd you do when you saw it?
I think it kind of changed all of us. You know, we were quiet. We didn't really say much, but I feel like that was the last summer that we were all truly kids. You know what I mean?
I feel you, bro. I'd have poked it with a stick at least.
Travis, I shared a podcast the other day that was about that Amy Cooper gal. Remember the gal that called the cops on the guy in Forest Park?
Birdwasher one?
They interviewed her to get her side of the story. Yeah,
why?
Travis,
Seems like
it's really interesting.
Wasn't this like a year? How long ago was this?
prime time.
It was like a year ago, but it was a big deal. That fucking lady, like, she's like in hiding now. Like, she got fired from her job, and they took her dog away from her. And
yeah. I'm happy. I got her a gif of it. I saw the look on her face. I know that body language. She's a cunt. Fuck her.
I'm telling you, you should listen to that podcast. It's interesting because like, what they were saying is that if you listen to the 911 call, it sounds like she's putting on a performance, but they actually pulled the 911 call. I have the 911 call if guys would like to hear it. This is what the 911 call sounded from the other end.
New York City 911, you need police, fire, and medical. I'm sorry, your phone is breaking up really bad. I can't hear anything you're saying. Ma'am, I cannot hear anything. The phone is breaking up really bad.
So it's interesting because she was getting more and more frustrated and more animated because the lady kept saying she couldn't hear her.
Sure.
And so, who's Barry Weiss? She's like a reporter gal, and she has a podcast.
Well, it's a Leinenkugel's beer. Barry Weiss.
That's what I was going to say. It's delicious. You should have some.
Yeah.
I'm more of a summer kind of guy, but it's not bad.
But I all the things that I was saying a year ago, they were saying now. So, guys, listen to that.
No, see, because here's the thing: you play the 911 call, and I was supposed to be like, "Oh, well, she was getting frustrated because she couldn't understand." The problem is, I heard the other end of that conversation.
You heard one end of the conversation. When you hear it in context, it makes a little bit more sense.
Not really, because she was being an asshole, saying that this black guy was fucking bothering her in the city park, and that lady didn't hear her say that, but the other guy's phone heard her say that.
Yeah,
it still happened. It means 911 lady didn't know.
Guy was trying to give this lady's dogs treats. Fuck that guy, Jody.
Dare I say no? Hold on.
Fuck that guy, Jody. Fuck that guy forever.
Because now they don't even know what's going on the other end, and they could have legitimately sent a police officer there in a crazy situation and possibly got that guy fucking shot.
Oh, give me a break.
Don't you know
got the
where
guy
we
shot.
live in, Mike?
Yeah, every time a cop shows up, he shoots people. That's what happens.
When he's bothering white women,
oh, give me a
don't
break.
you know? In fucking COVID primetime 2020, out with Trump, in with the new, like that whole dude.
Guys,
if somebody else would have shot,
Amy Cooper did nothing wrong. She was the victim.
That's a hot take.
Agree to disagree. That's fine.
Guys, what we're going to do, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a minute. And Travis is going to tell us about the time that he fought a evil clown that was like a embodiment of, was he an
evil?
Just an embodiment of evil?
Just evil.
Remember that time you buried your cat and it came back and bit your neighbor's throat out? That was crazy, huh?
Fuck, Travis, you've lived a life, man.
You should have seen the time when we went to that hotel and my dad flipped out.
It's a lot of history.
Joe Biden said, "Come."
Wfod goes hard.
A lot of people are advocating for a $15 minimum wage. And you may think the leaders who oppose it hate poor people. I say the real villains are those who think your time is only worth $15. Hi, I'm the founder and CEO of Robots for a $250 minimum wage. A non-profit whose mission is to make you all price yourselves out of jobs so we can take over. We're more efficient, cheaper, and most importantly, not tremendous pains in the ass. So hell, ask for a pony too. And while you guys argue about that, we'll be over here making shit and taking over the world. Robots for a $250 minimum wage. 'Cause sure, it sounds nice.
Dog Eat Dog. Strangelabel.com.
Kevin Cameo is a normal, everyday fella. What makes his story unique is the cast of kooky characters he encounters along the way. These are the adventures of Kevin Cameo.
Hey, you pooch. Aren't you a cute little guy?
Gee, I hope that fat bastard doesn't try to pet me. I can't. He's.
Where are you going? Come here so I can pet you.
I may be a dog, but don't pet me, you fat bastard.
No.
Be quiet, all of you. Once again.
WFOD. Wheelbarrow full of dicks.
Guys, welcome back. Phone number to contact the show is 636-487-HAND or WF.
We're back.
Hi, Travis. You doing okay, man?
Yeah, we're back.
I know that you've been feeling a little under the weather.
Yep. Not quite myself the last week and a half, but, you got to keep on keeping on, right?
Ain't that the goddamn
Did that story
truth?
make you feel any better?
Yeah, from your
Like
lips to
maybe-
God's ears.
All stories make me feel better, Jody. I like to understand the human condition.
Stephanie wanted to
basically
taste my
be-
balls.
Travis, do you remember like a couple months ago when we talked about that guy who had the medication that can make your balls real big?
Yes.
What I got was a targeted YouTube ad from that guy that said that he can make your balls real big. And Travis, I got another one from the same guy. And I
also about balls?
No, he's got another one, and I wanted to share this one with you because I thought that you would enjoy it.
Did you know that the average adult has 5 to 20 pounds of toxic poop in their body at any given moment? Seems crazy, right? All that poop just sitting there, rotting away inside their intestines and colon. Is it any wonder that colon disease is on the rise with all this waste just sitting inside your body?
I think he just said that like you have like 20 pounds of poop in you.
Well, first of all, this guy is a man of the people. Like when he's talking about the medication to make your testicles bigger, he straight up says balls. Don't you want big balls, guys? And now, instead of saying fecal matter or anything like that, he just says, you got a lot of poop inside you. Let's get that out.
I got another one for you.
What does your poop actually look like, and what does that tell you about your health? The Bristol Stool Scale outlines 7 different poop types that you should be on the lookout for.
There's 7.
Marbles, which mean you're constipated. Caterpillars, also constipated. Hot dogs and snakes, which are normal and healthy. Amoebas, which indicate a need for some more fiber from healthy foods like fruits. Soft serve and Jackson Pollocks are considered diarrhea. Your body may be trying to flush out something from the system quickly. If you have marbles, caterpillars, soft serve, or Jackson Pollocks, then I highly recommend you use Zupoo to do a 2-week complete flush of your gut and intestines.
So he's describing
Jackson Pollocks.
That means you spray a bunch of weird poop.
Yeah, you're splattering the bowl. I know that's actually
he makes some art.
As dumb as it is, I really kind of like that.
It's pretty good.
You splatter in the bowls with Jackson Pollocks.
You're right, Travis. He's a man of the people, and he speaks to you in a language that you can understand.
Do we need to? I want to know this gentleman's background in education because I'm curious to what he went to college for, or if he's just some random homeopathic dude that's like, oh, I can get my hand on all these weird probiotics. Let's see what they do. And he's like mixing, matching in his like home laboratory. And all of a sudden one day he comes up with something. And he's like, oh shit, my balls are like 3 times the size they were.
Well, that's interesting that you asked, Travis, because I did do a little bit of a deep dive on this guy. What he claims is that he was in school to do something like this. And then he went to the doctor because he thought he had some kind of like brain tumor, and turns out he did. He got like a scan, and they said, "Yeah, dude, you got a brain tumor. So like we got to do some shit to get rid of this brain tumor." And it's like, no, I don't want your treatment. I'm gonna figure out how to fix this brain tumor on my own. And so like he went home and just started mixing shit up in the lab. Came back in a year, Travis' brain tumor was gone.
That's just a coincidence, though.
So this gentleman went from curing a brain tumor
to making his balls real
making big balls and fixing poops.
Yeah. What he did is there was a couple of days that he couldn't poop too good, and he's like, you know what, I can fix this too. If I can fix brain tumors, I can fix anything.
Don't you think it would be more profitable to sell the home brain tumor cure?
Well, I mean, he is selling these poop pills. It's a 15-day supply for $40, Travis. It's a pretty expensive laxative.
Maybe the brain pills are really expensive, you know?
But at least offer them.
Well, maybe if you buy the brain pills, you get the poop pills too. Like, but wait, there's more. Also, you'll poop good and your balls will be bigger.
He has a whole line. I can't wait to hear which one he comes up with next. But
I can't wait till you get another targeted ad for some random pill he came up with.
Yeah,
I feel like
I must be in this guy's what is CSO? Is it CSO, Travis? He must be putting in the mics of the world. He must see me coming a mile away and say, that guy probably wants some big balls.
Yeah. You look like a fella who could use some big balls.
What I have is an excess of sack, Jody. So I actually probably could use some big balls to fill out this sack.
Got a lot of sack, Mike?
I got way too much sack.
Not enough balls.
Not enough balls.
Sounds like something your grandpa would say to you. Like when you can't do something, like when you try to throw a ball and you suck at it, or you try to split wood and you break something. He's just like, tell you what, boy. All that sack and no balls. That's what you got there.
I mean, I have balls, but I have more sack. So if I got some, but see, but I don't want. What I want is a sack tightening.
Yeah,
I'm sure you could get that.
Yeah, if there was like a pill that could just like, you know, like when your balls get cold and the sack retracts. Sure. I just want a constant sack retract.
You don't think that those Beverly Hills housewives, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or whatever, have forced their husbands to get a sack reduction? I guarantee you that's a thing that exists.
Yeah, like put some Botox in it or something to straighten it out. There's got to be something you can do to.
Could you imagine a sack with no wrinkles? That'd be pretty weird.
Really, I've been thinking
George Hamilton's forehead, shiny and fucking brown. Yeah, dude.
I've really been just thinking for years, like, what use are balls anyway? I mean,
Travis,
just get rid of them.
Why are they on the outside? I've never understood it. Like, they're only there to get hit. I think it's punishment from God, just so you can understand every once in a while your place in the earth.
Right. The women get their reproductive organs on the inside and ours go on the outside. Is that so if somebody was attacking and they specifically wanted to attack reproductive organs, they go after the men and not the women?
It's a natural vulnerability, and even chimps rip off your balls.
Yeah, it's like here
fights, they fucking rip your balls off. Like,
don't go after her eggs, come after my balls.
Just saying, man.
Yeah, it's nature's cruel joke on us poor men.
It's called zupoo, Travis. Zupoo.
I don't understand the zoo reference.
Buy zupoo. You're gonna need a
It's not zoo like go to the zoo and look at animals. It's just ZU, but then it's POO.
Oh,
well, that seems like a horrible misbranding.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking about with that name.
You're gonna want to shit outside.
Like ZUPU. If you're gonna do the ZU thing, you do the PUs like ZUPU. Or it seems like a missed opportunity. He needs to hire a marketing person.
Travis, you've
hope
been
the
kind
South
of
Park guy is taking one for the first
You've been out in the woods and you've been feeling under the weather, so I assume you probably haven't checked social media much lately.
Anytime I can disconnect from it, I do my best. I have checked it a few times, and pretty much my entire Twitter feed is just vaccinated people telling unvaccinated people that they're the worst pieces of human garbage that ever existed. And, that's pretty much all I see.
And then unvaccinated people are yelling at vaccinated people that...
instead of just being...
if you're vaccinated, what do you give a shit? Leave me alone. My favorite, Travis, I keep seeing the argument over and over again of people saying to unvaccinated people that their food is also gross. Like all the food is bad, but you eat food. And like that's bad too, right? I mean, it's not like we're like psyched that our food sucks. Make the food better too. Fix
That's the excuse for people to get the vaccine, is that food's bad too?
Yeah. Well, guys, I mean, you eat food, but food is also gross. You put that in your body, even though the food is bad and gross.
More than one person has said that?
I see it a lot, Travis. I don't know if I'm just seeing the same retweet over and over again, but it seems like that's like the thing that we're going with now is like, hey, you guys eat McDonald's and you don't know that the ingredients to McDonald's are bad. And I'm like, yeah, I do. But like make McDonald's better too. Like that's not a good one.
The one that I saw today that I immediately logged off was comparing unvaccinated people to drunk drivers.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, that's quite a stretch. As say like, oh, you consumed a bunch of alcohol and they're out on the road and you're potentially going to kill somebody. It's like, no, actually, I feel like it's more like if you really want to go with the driving a car analogy, wouldn't an unvaccinated person just like not put their seatbelt on?
No, it would not be putting a seatbelt on and like have those cool spikes out of your hubcaps.
Oh yeah,
right, because you can spike people with them.
You can spike them, sure. Yeah, I don't know. I give up.
I see the seatbelt one too, Travis. I see people say that we should take seatbelts out of cars. I don't know. Like people make terrible analogies.
It's really bad.
There needs to be like an analogy cop that just goes around and tells people, no, your analogy is terrible.
It's not good.
Yeah,
What was yours, Jody?
Well, it's not even an analogy. It's a revelation. I don't know. I posted the thing about it. My wife has been giving COVID shots. Like, it just kind of is what it is. So we started with the nice people, and now she's dealing, and she coined this phrase, which I love, Trump fans. Not necessarily Trump voters, Trump supporters. She doesn't get all the way into it. She goes, just Trump fans.
Fans,
Just people that show up with their dipshit. You know, like the first people, we said, hey, this is the day we do it. Come by whatever time. She said now she's dealing with people that call and go, what kind of shot can I get? And she's like, we give this one. And they go, well, I want the other one. And it's like, well, you know, we only have these and this is what we do. And they're like, oh, you're telling me I can't get a shot because I got, and that's the kind of shit she's dealing with now. It's like, people have to get them for work and shit.
You can get the other shot someplace else, but
Sure.
this is the one that we provide.
But you can't say that because then those motherfuckers go on Facebook and grandstand and tell all their fucking friends. And it's so gross. I hate all this.
I hate it as well.
So here's the revelation that I had the other day, and it was through talking to her, and it's just funny. So back when this all started, people said COVID is the flu. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Tom Hanks' son says. Is just a bad.
Chad Hanks be saying that it's just the flu, man.
Here's the thing. COVID is not the flu. It's a flu. Okay? A lot of people die from the flu. That does happen. Go back a few years, you can check the mortality rates to versus people that get infected. It happens, but for the most part, we'll get a crazy strain like H1N1 and shit like that every once in a while.
Is that Zika? Which one's H1N1?
It was swine flu, I think.
Oh, swine
that
flu.
One,
I remember
that shit was killing kids. So they hurried a year, I think in less than a year. They had a breathable, like a thing they were stuffing in kids' noses and fucking shooting them in the nose with that shit. So here's the thing, man. I don't know how much most people know about flu shots. I get a flu shot every year. People don't believe flu shots either. They say every time I get a flu shot, I get the flu. That's okay. Maybe whatever happened with you, you got the flu. But at the end of the day, that's not really how it works. Like, that's not how flu shots work. They just protect you from whatever the previous most popular variants of the flu was, as determined by the WHO and the CDC and shit, like from 5 different continents. They say, oh, these 6 strains were the worst. So let's figure out how to block these. And then in a year's time, they produce a flu shot that they give to the general public. It happens every single year.
And that's why they say from year to year, a flu shot can be up to 48% effective.
Sure. And it's not going to save you. It might make you less sick. You can still get the flu, but you might not die from it. That's what a flu shot's for. COVID is the flu, and the COVID vaccine is a flu shot. It sucks, and I do not agree that anybody should tell you to get a fucking flu shot. But at the end of the day, they've grandstanded this whole fucking thing, and it's like a flu shot only gets a year's worth of, clinical trials before they release it to the general public. Like, it's not a thing. It happens every single year. And they've blown this whole thing out of proportion, man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I never got a flu shot every year either. That's
and here's one I heard the other day, and think about what this is doing to people at the job. They said, we'll give you $50 if you go get your COVID shot. To my buddy, they said, you guys go get it, we'll give you $50. Congratulations, right? But then they threw in a caveat. They said, if the building that you work in, which is like 15 people, they said, if you get to 90% vaccinated rate, everybody gets $500. And I said, do you know how fucked up that is? Like, to know that there's going to be at least one holdout. You might have somebody there who can't get it for medical reasons, legit. Maybe they're too old. Maybe they're fucking whatever the thing is, And then you're going to be side-eyeing your goddamn coworker. Like, Travis, what the fuck, dude? Go get your fucking shot. You don't want me to buy Christmas presents for my kids?
Yeah, I could use $500, buddy.
That is terrible. Like, that is the craziest fucking thing I've ever heard. And
they're gonna purge that guy and keep him in his basement. And guys, keep in mind, Jody hangs out with murderers, so I don't know if you should listen to any of his medical expertise.
That's a crazy. I'm not a doctor at all. It's just funny. Like, I sat and thought about it, and I was just like, man, what if that's all it is? It's the flu. It's a bad one. It kills old people instead of kids. But like, the COVID vaccine's a flu shot. It's the same fucking.
Jody, now that we're kind of on this conspiracy theory tip, let me tell you what I think. I think that people are trying to propaganda us to not take showers anymore. I think that they're getting
a bunch of that.
Ashton Kutcher, and they're getting Jake Gyllenhaal and all these people to go on and say, hey, it's cool to not take showers. And I think they're trying to trick us into being stinky-ass motherfuckers. Maybe they're worried that we're going to run out of water or something. Maybe it's a global warming thing or something. But I think that they're putting a bunch of shit out there telling us not to take showers.
I feel like Travis is going to be the deciding vote on this one, Mike.
It's to separate the elite from the normal Joe even more than we already are. So if you can trick the general populace into doing something stupid and they all adopt it, then these rich people who kind of run everything and can kind of do whatever they want are even more removed from your average Joe.
We got a chatter, Travis, that said that they saw rich people getting the vaccine and they knew they wanted it because the rich people were getting it.
That's what I said because my wife basically said I had to get one, and I said, "Well, I'm going to get that first one that they gave all the doctors and the soldiers and the fucking the veterans and the fucking congressmen. Like, I'm going to get that one.
Yeah, give me the one that all of the important people got.
I don't want that shit that's coming out next year. That's going to be that shit that's like cut down all the way, and people be growing penises out of their fucking foreheads.
Yeah, the one that they're going to pay you $500 to get.
Yeah, they're going to hold your ass down and shoot you like a goat. Just get out of here.
They gave the eager people the good ones.
My favorite thing about this is that, everybody needs to get vaccinated. Okay, sure. I haven't. I don't know that I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I haven't decided.
It's your choice. And
I'm not against the vaccine. Get it. I just don't know that I will. What has really gotten me is that we're trying to move forward as normal, which is what we should be doing, obviously. But now we're starting to institute these checks. Like, obviously, New York, you have to have your vaccine card to go eat at restaurants and this and that and the other thing. They just announced that Summerfest, the world's largest music festival in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, is now going to require either proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test within the last 3 days. I am very curious how many cell phone videos come from Summerfest that week, because I would not want to be the person at that gate requesting that information. Regardless of there are too many people on either side of this issue. And granted, we're all in it together. We're all trying to make this thing go away. Yeah. But there are too many extremists one way or another to make this nothing. It can't be anything other than a powder keg ready to explode.
Right, it would be a nightmare to enforce.
Right, like who's going to sign up for that ticket taking at the gate? Or like who is going to want to be like, show me your vaccine card? It's one thing for a restaurant. Okay, a couple people come in at a time. If you've ever been to Summerfest in Milwaukee, it's a constant flow of people in these gates, back and forth. It is going to be so difficult to check. And there are obviously going to be drama, because a lot of times people get lit up before they go into Summerfest, because beers at Summerfest are like well, they're probably more now. They're probably like $9 a pop. So people are pre-gaming, getting hammered in the, pulling the blackberry brandy out of the trunk of their car and polishing off the bottle between them and their buddy on the walk, along the lakefront. So you're going to be a bunch of drunk people walking into the.
Eventually, that'll all be kiosks. We'll just have RoboCops doing all that, Travis. So it'll be okay. We're not there yet.
Driver's license.
It'll probably be a nightmare this time. There'll probably be really long lines to get in. But next year, they'll just have like the kiosk where you just scan it. It'll just have a barcode on it, and the robots will do it. It'll be fine. Guys, I want to share with you my pick of the week. Now, of course, if I wanted to just say, of course, the Suicide Squad's probably my pick of the week, but that's an easy one. So I'm not going to do that, although the Suicide Squad is great. So if you want to watch that, watch it. But what I want to do is I want to give you a pick of the week that you may not know about. So my pick, guys, of the week, and I'm going to describe this to you, and you're going to think, oh, this is terrible. But it's not. It's great. there is a Megan Fox movie. It is called Till Death. It's like a thriller. Megan Fox, she's fighting bad guys and doing some heavy lifting, and it's great. And you wouldn't think it would be great because it's probably not too high a budget, and it's a movie starring Megan Fox. But guys, Till Death is my pick of the week this week. So I think it's on video on demand. If you have not seen that, check it out.
Is that another Lady John Wick movie?
No, it's not like an action movie. It's kind of like a like if I could compare it to something, I guess I would compare it to like Panic Room. It's kind of like a Panic Room in like a snowy cabin. It's good though. So yeah, if you get an opportunity to watch Till Death, I recommend it. It is my pick of the week. Travis, you got a pick of the week?
Travis's pick of the week for this week is the Bob Odenkirk action film Nobody.
Excellent.
So good. Bob Odenkirk is so believable in this flick as this. I'm not spoiling anything. He's just a family guy who gets caught up in some crazy shit, and then it's just nonstop action through the rest of the thing. Bob Odenkirk is great. I would watch 10 more of these movies. Nobody was so much fun. So unexpected. Nobody is now on Blu-ray and DVD and probably video on demand.
Excellent.
Jody, pick of the week, buddy?
My pick of the week is cubic deep chest freezers to put in your basement to put your dead girlfriend in. You can get them in big sizes so you don't have to chomp them up or anything. But I just think, probably a healthy investment to have a freezer in your basement.
Just do like the Boy Scouts say and be prepared.
Yeah. No, we've been watching the show on the Netflix called Car Masters, Rust to Riches. I'm a fan of the show. 3 seasons. They just premiered their 3rd season. These guys basically, they go buy cars for really, really cheap, and they put some money into it, and they sell that car for a little bit of money, and they take that one, buy a new one, and they like flip it. Like they work their way up to like a 6-figure car by the end of the show. That's the plan. So
every episode is that, or like the entire season is that journey?
They try to do it every episode. There's a couple where it's like carryover, like maybe 2 episodes, but it's pretty sweet, man. They find these just bullshit cars that pay like $1,000 for it out of a junkyard, and then they put like 10 grand into it. Then they sell that for like 30. They buy a $35,000 car, and then they flip that for like 100 grand. Like they customize it. It's a really cool show, and there's a hot chick on there with a nice rack. It's amazing.
Bonus.
Travis, did you watch Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I liked it very much.
It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was James Gunn. It was a James Gunn movie.
I mean,
I gotta check that out.
That should have been all of our picks of the week, probably.
I mean, yeah.
But
yeah, don't want it to be too obvious, right? Like everybody, if they have the opportunity to see it and the inclination to see it, they will. It's not something that you need to tell people to seek out.
I mean, not a lot of people probably checked out the Megan Fox movie, right?
Exactly. That's a pick of the week is to try to figure out things that people are not already seeking out. Like Suicide Squad is obviously quite good. James Gunn did a hell of a job. The script was great. It was solid. Everybody in there was awesome. It was unexpected pre-credit scene. All around great. Special effects were great. They brought in an awesome villain for the end. It's just everything about Suicide Squad was amazing, and I hope he makes another one.
Yeah, guys,
I just remember the show.
We did it. We did it. Jody, thanks for filling in for our missing comrade, Drunkard STL.
I'm sorry he wasn't here, man. I think he wasn't here last time, was he?
No, Travis was gone last week. It's going to be so sweet next week when we're all back together, Travis.
One big happy
the whole gang is firing on all cylinders. God, it's going to be so great. Liquid, I need that picture of your wife ASAP because I worry about her. I'd have no reason to. You're a good guy. But, you know, you never know. You never know.
Peace of mind.
Yeah. Guys, we'll do it again in about a week.
Stephanie wanted to taste my balls.
We're keeping an eye on everybody. Guys, take notice. Thank you for listening to this installment of WFOD. To enjoy our back catalog, visit WFODshow.com and be sure to share the show with a friend. Thank you to our Patreon sponsors for their continued support: Amanda Napier, Liquid Lozenge, Valerie Carpenter, and Brian Kranz. If you would like to donate to keep this pirate ship afloat, visit patreon.com/WFODix. Follow us on social media, email any one of us with our name at WFODshow.com, or leave us a voicemail at 636-487-HAND. A thank you also goes out to Carl Casey at White Bat Audio for the music we used this week. Until next time, signing off. Goodbye. You know, I have a stain on my shirt, like right on the chest of my shirt. And several times throughout the day, I said to myself, Mike, you got to change that shirt before you video yourself. You look like a slob. But it didn't. I kept this shirt on, and I got a stain on it. I got a stain on my shirt, guys.
So it's like a therapy session, the way he's kicked back. Look at him. He's trying to rationalize his sloppiness.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
Do you see my stain on my shirt?
I see it. It's a big old stain, Mike.
I was going to change shirts because I didn't want to look like a slob.
Oh,
Nah,
man.
I got to delete this.
You've been married long enough, it seems like. You don't give a fuck about that stain on your shirt no more. That's good, though.
And I wore a hat because my hair was real long. My hair is long.
Why don't you get a haircut?
You need to get your shit together, dude.
I know.
Get a haircut and get a real job.
Get a shirt with
Clean
a
your act up. And
goddamn stain on it. I look like
slob.
like a hobo.
I don't think we're supposed to say hobo anymore.
Is hobo a banned word?
I think that's I think hobo's out.
Should say like domesticatedly impaired or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. What is the proper word for hobo?
When I picture a hobo, Travis, I picture a traveling homeless person, like somebody that gets on trains. Like
with his stuff on a stick tied to a handkerchief at the end of a
Yeah.
fucking long stick or a bat.
What do you call that? Doesn't it have a is it a bustle? No,
It's a knapsack.
knapsack.
It's a bindle.
A bindle.
There you
So you put your beans in that little sack at the end of your stick.
Yeah, a bindle. Yeah,
That's what that cocaine comes in too.
Is a bustle like a old cowboy times bra? What is a bustle, Travis?
Yeah. I'm gonna get you out of that bustle.
I'm gonna get you out of that bustle.
I think all we gotta do is get you out that bustle.
Kate, you're not wearing a bustle. How rude.
There you go.
Move
You
in an
found it.
energetic or noisy manner. That's a bustle.
That's hustle and bustle.
Yeah. What's all the bustle? You're not moving fast though. It's just loud when you're banging shit around slowly.
Yeah, there's no. You're slowly bustling around.
A whole lot of fucking bustle going on.
Someone
in here.
move hurriedly in a particular direction is a bustle.
Feel like somebody lost all their hustle, kept all the bustle.
A pad or frame worn under a skirt and puffing it out behind. So that's like a poofy thing, like a hoop skirt.
Oh,
Is that a
it's like
bustle?
it makes your skirt like the top of a dome.
like Cinderella's sisters. They had the little bubble butts in their dresses.
Yep.
Remember? It
You
poked
had
up
to
the back.
use the bustle and it billowed out your dress, and then you had a little hat and you had a little umbrella.
Because white girls didn't have ass back then, Mike. It was just flat asses. So they had to have big bubble butt things.
Yeah, I had to hide it. Hide those flat asses.
Don't nobody got time for that. Yeah. It's because they didn't do squats. Princesses didn't do nothing. They just laid around all day. So you got no definition. You got no butt cheeks. You got
Problem
to
is,
work.
every one of those princesses before they were princesses were like nobody, so they should have been working for their supper. You know what I mean?
Sure. At least keeping their act together, not having to have blow up asses out the back.
Give a fucking break.
It's the least you could do is get up and walk to get your snacks, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, you got to have a fucking bunch of bluebirds bring them to you.
Ring a bell. Have your sister bring you Twinkies, you fucking pig. Get out of your bed.
Oh, the rat or the candlestick's gonna bring you something to eat, or one of those fucking sneezy dwarfs. Do it yourself.
Get it from the bottom shelf so you work out that ass a little bit, right?
That's right.
Yeah. That's why he wanted Cinderella, because Cinderella was doing chores. She was fucking on her hands and knees scrubbing floors and shit.
Hell yeah.
Those other fucking twats were just sitting around not doing nothing.
That's right. Cinderella she was fucking nice piece of trim.
Cinderella didn't need a bustle because she had booty.
Mm-hmm.
Bending over to kiss them rats.
It's an interesting thought now to come to mind. Is like, yeah, obviously he would probably go with the chick that looked like she was more in shape, not just some doughy fucking lake-bodied bitch in a fucking poofy dress.
Well, I mean, those sisters were real fucking homely. They had big old fucking noses on them. I mean, they could have like made them pretty, and then like he chose her anyway. But like, I mean, they made them all like dog face.
They call them the ugly stepsisters.
Sure.
But they didn't have to be ugly, is what I'm saying, Travis.
No, right. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like they're singling her out for her beauty. She's like the she's all that of the early Disney era.
Travis,
She was
did you see
wearing
they're doing he's all that?
Yeah, of course I did. They're also doing How I Met Your Father. Like, just get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that's upsetting. That's one of my favorite shows series. That's I don't like that at all. Not one little bit.
Hillary Duff, I think, is the main character in this.
All right, well maybe I'm listening a little. I'll have to look into it some.
The Hulu original.
They find the guy who likes to read books.
They can't do that this time. It's got to be something different, right? Because you can't.
They make him a TikTok star.
Yeah, in this day and age, you can't do like, oh, this kid's kind of homely and he's wearing glasses and he likes to paint. You can't do that now. Like
It could be like a bi-curious guy, just like a chubby gay guy that's maybe a cheerleader. And
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Then they Drive Me Crazy him, right? Didn't they do that with like Adrian Grenier in that Sabrina movie?
What if they make it dude on dude, like the whole plot? They just swap that around.
He's all that, and like the guy is a guy too.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably maybe he's into girls, but then they tell him he's now going to be into guys because that's the cool thing to do.
I love gay movies. The Birdcage was fun. I watched Brokeback Mountain, but it's funny, like it was on cable and I just saw it was on, and I'd always heard about, like, I guess the cowboy sex scene. So my plan was I'm going to turn this on, and when it gets to the cowboy sex scene part,
gonna jack off furiously.
That's like a jerk off as fast as I could. But no, it was just like, all right, when it gets there, if it gets weird, I'll just give it a minute and I'll come back, because it seems like a pretty good movie. I watched most of that goddamn movie. I guess the sex scene is early in the fucking thing, because I watched like an hour and 15 minutes of that fucking movie.
Well, if you watch any if you watch any TV or anything anymore, it's not like there's not plenty of it, like where you're probably desensitized to make you feel weird. Like it's just a thing now.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we have less than a minute, so I'm going to say goodbye. Zoom is going to shut down on us.
Yeah.
I like the way that's a timer, man.
Thanks, Jody.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Always a pleasure, buddy.
Yeah, man.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.